Dion and the Belmonts were one of the most influential and successful groups to emerge from New York in the late 1950s. The group was fronted by the charismatic Dion DeMucci, whose powerful and soulful vocal delivery blended perfectly with the impeccable harmonies of his friends from the Bronx, known as the Belmonts. Their sound was a blend of classic doo-wop, rock and roll, and R&B. They became idols for millions of teenagers, and their songs, filled with romance and melancholy, became an integral part of the era. By 1960, they were already established stars with a string of hits, but the song Where or When showed their capacity for creative evolution. Where or When was not a new song. It was written by the legendary composers Richard Rodgers and Lawrence Hart for the Broadway musical Babes in Arms back in 1937. It was a classic American standard that was performed by jazz giants like Frank Sinatra. Dion and the Belmonts took this complex but beautiful ballad and completely reimagined it in their signature style. They transformed it into a doo-wop masterpiece, adding the Belmonts' tight harmonies in the background and leaving Dion space for his emotional, soulful vocals. It was a brilliant decision that allowed a classic song to find new life and become a hit for a new generation. In 1960, doo-wop was still very popular, but the music industry was changing quickly. Solo artists like Elvis Presley and Paul Anka were moving to the forefront, pushing vocal groups aside. The success of Where or When was a significant event because it proved that doo-wop was still capable of producing hits that could compete with the new styles. This song became a kind of swan song for Dion and the Belmonts as a group. It showed their musical maturity and ability to work with the most complex material, which was a rarity for groups of their genre. There were no scandals associated with the song Where or When, but its success coincided with a decisive moment in the group's history. Shortly after its release, Dion left the Belmonts to pursue a solo career. This split was a landmark event for fans. Dion, who wanted to move toward a more modern sound, decided the group's framework was holding him back. The Belmonts, in turn, continued to perform without him. This event symbolized the end of an era for one of the most famous doo-wop groups and marked the beginning of an even more successful solo career for Dion. The song Where or When was one of the last major hits for the group. It reached number 3 on the American Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1960. The legacy of this song and of Dion and the Belmonts is immense. They showed how to take an old musical standard and breathe new life into it. Their unique harmonies and emotional delivery influenced countless artists, from the Beach Boys to Billy Joel. Where or When remains a timeless classic that showcases the beauty and power of doo-wop and serves as a reminder that a good song never gets old. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. There will be a lot of interesting things.